Before we get started on today's Quick Tip Thursday, I would like to thank these people for commenting in my last couple of videos, especially Rose. She is also a retired nurse, so thank you for commenting. I really appreciate it. Well, good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining me today at Juanette's Crafting Corner, my Quick Tip Thursday, and this is episode number 8. So when I'm constructing a journal, if there is small little pieces, I keep them, let me correct myself. I used to keep them in a small little bowl in my desk, but I, found myself just, thumbing through them like crazy to try to find what I wanted. And I recently was watching another YouTuber, and she was talking about having something like this on her desk. I've had this piece forever. I believe it was for sewing. And so what I've started doing now is dividing things by size. And like this area right here is all of those little glossy accent things that I did recently. Here is all these type of labels. Again, more of those glossy accent things. And so now when I am working on a journal, I can find this stuff much quicker, and it just sits on my desk. And let me show you what I do when I'm done with whatever project that I'm working on. I put them in well, I've showed you these before. Each of my kits are labeled and put in these bags so I know which kit I have and have purchased. But you can also buy these smaller bags, and so I will also have them in there. But then the little tiny things go in a little envelope like this, and that goes in that bag so that I'm able to just put them in with the kit. And then as I'm working on a new journal, then I can just empty this out and put whatever new journal I'm working on and have everything accessible. So you can see how having everything divided into little areas makes it easier than having everything in one bowl. And I can just keep this on my desk, and as I need these little elements, I'm able to pull them out and use them on journal pages, journal tags, or journal cards. Now my next tip is this. So just to the left of me are some drawers, and in this top drawer I have things that I use frequently, and they're kind of office supply things, and they're in these little trays, and the trays do have little things on the bottom that is supposed to keep them from sliding in the back of the drawer and moving. And it drives me crazy because I'm constantly pulling these drawers forward to be able to get to things. So I was recently at a favorite things party. And I went with my daughter, and there were about probably 35 women there. And what you did is you brought 5 of the same things to the party, and everybody brought 5 things. I brought fresh squeezed orange juice from my orange tree, and everybody brought different things. And as you came in the door, you took 5 tickets and you wrote your name on each of the 5 tickets, and then they were thrown into a bowl. And then as the party started, the bowl was passed around and you picked 5 different names. And then we went around and everybody told the 5 things that they brought and why they were their favorite 5 things. Well, the lady that brought this stuff, she also brought those clear containers like this. She likes to organize, and she had brought a set of 5 of each of these kind of containers, but she also brought this stuff. And she was talking about how when you have, just like I said, when you have these in your drawer, they slide around. And so she talked about this stuff, and this is called Museum Gel. It's for glass and crystal. In the thing, it says it will even help things like in an earthquake from falling over. And she talked about how professional organizers use this to keep those kind of drawers from moving around. So it was funny as she was explaining this at the party, only 5 people were able to get this, but almost everyone at the party immediately brought out their phones and put it in their Amazon carts. And I did the same thing. So I got mine, and oh my gosh, it's a miracle. I love this stuff. I will put this in the description box so you guys can order it if you have these kind of containers and they move around in your drawer and you don't want them to move around. So it looks like this. And actually, I had done some drawers yesterday. And when I opened this up this morning, it was completely flat. So it kind of just levels back out. So what you do is you just take whatever amount you think you're going to need. And I just pull it out. Okay. And then I just roll it into a nice roll here, like that. And then I pinch off 4 pieces. Then you roll them into a little ball. And then you put those on the bottoms of your containers. Now, one of my containers, this part that is supposed to help it from moving around came off. I don't know where it is. I looked for it in the drawer and it wasn't there. But you slip these on the bottom of the container, and then you stick them down in the drawer, and you push gently but firmly. And then it says, don't try to move the container for at least an hour. And I'm going to show you in another drawer I did how well they work. So I did these drawers yesterday, and when I try to move them, they don't move. They don't move at all. I'm just so, it doesn't take much. But look, this drawer here used to fly all the way back there. They don't move. Now, it is not permanent, which is really nice. It's not going to cement it to the drawer. Apparently, if you twist it with firm pressure, they will come undone. So it's not a permanent solution, but it's fantastic. These don't move. So this is my last tip for this Thursday, and it is a way that I have figured out how to store my stencils so that I'm able to see them quite quickly, which ones I have, so they don't get tangled up. This is just a standard photo album. It's 12 by 12. I've had it for years. I think I probably bought it for some, trip that I was going to put all my photos in that I never did get put in. But I store my stencils in these sleeves, and they hold your bigger stencils, your 12 by 12 stencils for one. The other thing that I do is I put whoever stencil it is by, just in case, somebody in YouTube sees a stencil of mine and they want to know who made that stencil, I can remember it. Now, I have a few stencils like these over here to the left. I believe I probably bought these at Michael's, and they were probably for stenciling on a wall, and they are too big to fit into the sleeve from the top loading area, meaning they're too big in that they wouldn't stand up, the book wouldn't stand up in the shelving unit. So what I've done is I slit the side here, like you just saw me do. I slit the side of the page here, and then I slide them in on its side. So when it goes into a shelf, then this just kind of sticks out in the back, but it fits on the top. I hope you get that. So anyway, that's how I store my stencils. Now, some of my stencils are Stampin' Up! Stencils, and they are a dark color, and against the black paper, they didn't show up very good. So I just put a piece of light colored cardstock so that I'm able to see the stencil itself. I pretty much put them in categories so that I would know, or the designer, for instance, as I'm pulling along here, these are my Tim Holtz stencils on a couple of pages. I've got some room for a couple more. These are some new tailor-made journal stencils that I have, then smaller stencils here. So you can see, I can see exactly what stencils I have, and then toward the back are all of my Christmas stencils. And probably, I don't know how long ago, but a good probably 30 years ago or so, this is how stencils came. They were metal like this. I don't know if they do that anymore, but I still have some of those. So anyway, that is my last tip for this Thursday, how to store your stencils. I hope all of this information was helpful to you, and you found some value in it. And thanks for joining me. And I will see you guys next Thursday. Thanks, and bye-bye.